All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Jump Dominion! All right, let's go. Right.
So much Jay's style.
That's perfect, right there.
Okay.
Yep. Maybe one more pass on the right, on the marks. Perfect. That's money.
Yeah.
That is money.
These are like a bike on water.
Beautiful. Yes, that J. Marx is christened for official action.
Okay. Your right hand.
Gotcha. High speed.
LNG, not for me. 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 Cove Point is under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that. Cove Point is under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that.
Thanks. Well, LNG, or liquid natural gas, is actually an industry term. It's not natural, it's fracked methane gas, which is a very strong greenhouse gas. There are a number of reasons why it's really bad for the community of Cove Point. One, that this facility will put out 22 tons of toxins every year that are going to cause childhood leukemia, asthma, and other illnesses in this community, as well as it has a hazard of an explosion or fire, which will also injure people in this community. But it also drives fracking compressor stations and pipelines all up and down the East Coast, which will hurt those communities as well. And finally, it's contributing to greenhouse gases, which will worsen the climate crisis.
All right. Sorry.
Not a selfie,
And Kelly, do you think that today's action, the kayaktivism and the community involvement was a good message for Cove Point to stop Dominion's building there?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's important for people to see how much solidarity there is, not just here in Maryland and in the DC area, but really from all over the country. Not even the Mid-Atlantic, but the entire country really has their eyes on this project, and it's really nice to have folks come here together and pledge their support for stopping this project.
They just stopped a huge LNG plant out in Oregon, and that was just decided this past week.
Yeah, it's an amazing victory, and it gives us a lot of hope, especially because that was linked to a pipeline link with an export facility. And we have a similar situation here in Cove Point. Although Cove Point is already permitted, obviously, and under construction, the Atlantic Sunrise Pipeline, which is going through the permits process now, would be feeding most of the gas that would be exported from Cove Point. So if we can defeat the Atlantic Sunrise Pipeline, we would really be cutting off Dominion's supply of gas and potentially shut the facility down through that.
We actually had people from all the coasts here, from the Pacific coast, the Gulf Coast, the Atlantic coast. Isn't that a first for this area?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's amazing. We've got people from all over the country. People flew in, they drove in. People drove like 10 or 20 hours to get here in some cases. We've got folks from Seattle, from Texas. It's amazing, and it's just awesome to network with other people who are fighting these same fights and realize how connected they all are.
Well, our principal audience this past week has been activists, change agents from this area and other places around the power and beauty of kayaktivism, not just as a tactic, but as an organizing tool, a way of connecting people to the place they love, to their relationship with nature, and their relationship to each other. Because, you know, being on the water is sort of an inherently spiritual experience, inherently also dangerous and incredibly beautiful. So, you know, your body's involved and you learn. So this last week we were teaching people how to rescue each other and how to raft up and how to paddle properly. So anyway, it's a powerful tool, and if we're going to win fights against money, we're not going to win with more money. We're fundamentally in a moral battle, and we have to win with love. And so we have to harness the love and the relationship that people have to place and to their community. And we have to build those connections that resolve and it's cohesion amongst the folks. So that they shift, they change what's politically possible in a moment. We have the potential to take things that we've been told are impossible to do, fights that we've been told are impossible to win, and make them inevitable.